Most beginner sewers don't realize this, but the sewing machine needle should be changed a lot more often than you think, and not doing so can make things messy. Often when beginners bring in their own sewing machines to my workshops and we see their stitches are a little wonky, or the sewing machine starts eating their fabric, one of the first things I ask is, when was the last time you changed your needle? A moment of silence is generally what follows, and then I didn't realize I needed to change it. So let me show you how to change the needle on your sewing machine, but first, when should you change it? Sewing machine needles go through wear and tear like any other tool, so a dull or bent needle can cause skip stitches and damage to your sewing machine. So changing your needle from time to time is healthy for your projects as well as your sewing machine. They say you should put a fresh needle in after about 8 hours of sewing or when changing fabric types. But what I'm going to say next is probably an unpopular opinion. I don't change my needle every 8 hours. And besides, who times how long their needle has been sewing for? I generally keep on sewing with the same needle until something doesn't look right. I rethread my top and bobbin thread first, and if that doesn't sort the issue, then I will check on my needle. If the needle is broken, that is a clear indication that I need to change the needle. And besides being dull, sometimes the needle is bent and it's really hard to tell when it is still attached to the sewing machine. So to check this, I take it out, lay it on a flat surface with a flat part at the top facing down, and see if the needle lies flat against the surface too. If it doesn't, that means it's time for a new one. So how do you actually change a needle? To start, make sure that your sewing machine is off because we want to avoid any accidents happening. Now we're going to have to loosen the screw at the top of the needle on the right hand side, and to do that you can use a flathead screwdriver or your fingers. This flathead screwdriver comes in your accessory box when you buy your sewing machine, so this is what mine looks like, but yours could have a slightly different shape to it. Now with your left hand, hold on to your needle, or you can use some tweezers and loosen the screw at the top just enough to wiggle the needle out. You don't have to completely remove the screw. Grab a new needle, and I would say get into the habit of always checking if your needles are straight before putting them onto your machine. So at the top, one side is flat and the other side is rounded. With the flat part, put it against your table and see that it lies flat with it. If it does, you are good to go and put it into your sewing machine. When you are inserting the needle into your sewing machine, make sure that the flat part of the needle is towards the back of the machine. So flat towards the back, and you probably won't be able to see where the hole is to put your needle in, so just keep poking around in the area until you feel your needle go in, and then push it up until it can't go any higher, and even give it a little bit of a wiggle, and then you can tighten the screw in again. And that is your brand new needle inserted into your sewing machine. So you see, it's not as tricky as it seems. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more. That's it from me today. Bye for now.